Hello everyone, my name's Paul. I got my wife Melanie and my son Cyrus. We moved down here recently from Maine about 7 months ago. We got an apartment up in Trinity, Florida. It's a very nice area, very expensive to live. There's not a lot of industry here. Everything's pretty much retail unless you work for yourself. Rents on average for a 2-bedroom, you're looking at $2,000 a month. Jobs around here for retail, which is pretty much most of it, between 10 and 15 bucks an hour, if you're lucky. You can even find a job. A lot of these positions are posted on these job site forums. Put a resume in and you never hear back from them. And unfortunately, if you come from another state where you had a very good high paying position, you come down here to these areas, you're overqualified. They won't even look at you.
In 1,000 feet,
like I said, it's a very nice place. Right now I'm headed down in the Starkey Ranch. Homes start at down here at about $600,000. $600,000 starting in here. Very nice area. Very family oriented. They got their own private parks down in here. They got their own yoga fitness center here.
Next left onto Hitching Street, then take the next right.
They've got pretty much everybody in this community has a golf cart or something, as you can see. And you can see these homes, these larger ones here. These are probably more closer to $1 million for these larger ones. Honestly, I don't know how people afford this, but they do.
Route recalculation. Take the next right onto Hard Pine Avenue. Then take the next right.
Most of these people, I'm assuming, have been here for a long time. They probably bought them before COVID and the housing crisis and the inflation. I was talking to a friend that was at a sports card show, because I deal in sports cards as a hobby, and bought a house in here maybe like 5 years ago.
Take the next left onto Riders
And he said he paid $150,000 for it. That house today is over $600,000 5 years later. The other thing that people need to realize before you move to a state like Florida, because it's so overpopulated, is the auto insurance. Auto insurance here is going to run you about $3,000 a year. $3,000 a year for one vehicle. And we live out here, and they told us the reason why. It's because of where we live. And now we don't live in a very congested area out here. We're living, more of a quieter, for Florida, this is a quieter area out here, and we're paying that.
Take the next right onto Barricade Trail.
Yeah, so there's a few things you ought to think about before you move to another state, is really do your investigating on what it actually costs to live in these areas. And I would investigate the infrastructure. I would check what kind of jobs are in the area there.
Take the next right onto Baton Lane.
Because believe you me, we found out the hard way that it's very difficult to survive in these areas.
In 400 feet, turn left onto Abrams Trail, then arrive at your destination on the right. Take the next left onto Abrams Trail, then Arrive at your destination on the right.
I guess it's
You are
not.
approaching your destination. Route recalculation.
We stay clear. We stay clear of Clearwater and Tampa. You don't want to go anywhere near 19. Highway 19 is dangerous. Very overcrowded. Very dangerous.
1,000 feet. Turn right.
A lot of
onto
accidents
Ridgeline
here, which is
Boulevard.
why the insurance is so high. And the insurance guy told me on the phone that this is another thing to think about, is that out of 4 people on the road, one of those people doesn't have insurance. That's pretty much the percentage of people that are riding around down here without auto insurance. Some of it's because they probably can't afford it now. They're pretty much priced out of it. And if you're caught without insurance down here, or registration or a driver's license or anything like that, they pretty much just fine you and send you on your way.
Turn back at the roundabout. Third exit onto Ridgeline Boulevard.
There's really no
taking the third exit.
repercussions for this down here. But as you can see, this is a very nice area, but you're definitely going to pay for it. I wouldn't even want to imagine what the HOA fees are in here. HOA fees in Florida can kill you. Insurance on your property, if you was to consider buying a house here, is going to kill you. It's too expensive. Auto insurance is the same, like I said there, because we had a house in Maine, people. We had a house for 20 years. I worked for Bath Iron Works for 20 years. Shipbuilding company. I had a pension, I had a good paying job, everything. And we wanted to get out of the cold, you know. It's kind of, you know what I mean, we're 45 years old and we wanted to get out of the cold and try something new. And we thought it was going to be a good thing. And for some people, I'm not saying it's for everybody there, but some people, you know it might work for. It depends on your skill of ability and what you can do and what you're used to doing. Like I said, I mean, I worked for, you know, a shipbuilding company for 20 years, so when you're coming to an area like this where a lot of the infrastructure is retail, it's very hard to adjust to that. I'm not talking physically, I'm talking mentally. People don't understand that, you know what I mean? They can't understand why you can't find a job. It's like, well, when you were working for a company, when you were making $30 an hour at the company that you just left, you were at for 20 years, and you come down into a totally new environment, new way of living, everything, it's hard to adjust mentally. I know a lot of the people you see online there that'll do videos on Florida there. A lot of them will do videos, you know, of the bad areas and stuff there to show you where all the homelessness is and stuff. And, you know, folks, you know, there's stuff like that in every state. You know, unfortunately, yeah, yes, it's a problem. You know, and it's a growing problem. And if things don't change as far as the pricing and stuff, you could see down here, you can do U-turns down here too. It's legal down here to do U-turns, which we weren't used to when we got here. But you can do U-turns down here, so you really got to have your head on a swivel when you're driving down here. But that's about it for now. I mean, like I said there's a lot of, as you can see, there's a lot of infrastructure here as far as like retail. And the other thing is here is they're building apartment complexes like it's going out of style down here. All these big companies like Greystar, there's a few other big ones, they're all building these massive apartment complexes. They're everywhere. So as far as finding a rent, you should never have a problem finding a rent here. But the price is going to kill you unless you want to live in a bad area. You can get it cheaper, but you got to pay. You know what I mean. You're going to pay for that. You don't. It's kind of like buying a TV or a car or anything like that. You get what you pay for. So you got to be careful of that too, because we looked into it trying to find a cheaper rent, and there are cheaper rents, but they're in not so nice areas, and they're dangerous. So you're definitely going to pay up just for a decent place to live, but I know it's like that everywhere. Most states, I know rents are high, but I can tell you this, in a lot of these other states too, there's actually employment that actually will at least pay you a livable wage. I'm not saying it's going to be a wage, a decent wage as far as being comfortable, but at least it's going to be a livable wage. That's about it, I guess, for now. I'm going to sign off. Like I said, this is my first video on doing Florida, and you can see right now I'm on 54 right now, and you can see the traffic right here. You can see how much traffic there is, and this is off 54. This is over in Odessa. So I'm going to sign off for now, and we'll talk to you soon.